Hello everyone! Before we get started, I want to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Kira Henderson, my pronouns are she, her, and I am the data coordinator here at Texas Homeless Network. My primary role is to coordinate the annual point-in-time and housing inventory counts. So what is the point-in-time or PIT count? The PIT count is an unduplicated count on a single night of the people in a community who are experiencing homelessness. The less technical definition I like to use is that the PIT count is a snapshot of the minimum number of individuals in your community experiencing homelessness on a single night. The reasoning behind the PIT can be broken down into four main categories. Awareness, which can be viewed both at a community outreach level as well as with your local governments. Extent, which means the characteristics of those experiencing homelessness in your community, as well as what trends your area might be seeing over time. Funding, because if you are requesting funding, whether it be federal, local government, or private funding, the first question you're going to be asked is the scope of the problem. If you don't know how large the need is, you don't know how much money is necessary. This is the one tool that is used nationally to illustrate that need. And engagement. Not only is this an incredible opportunity to create a sense of shared responsibility with local leaders and stakeholders, but it also provides the opportunity for you to meet with the folks experiencing homelessness in your community to help foster strong relationships. For anyone who has read an article about homelessness or seen a policy referencing the number of people experiencing homelessness, the PIT count is the tool that was used to gather the information on the scope of the problem. In essence, these next two slides give you the primary requirements of the PIT count. The individuals counted are those residing in unsheltered locations, such as streets, cars, outdoor encampments, and places not meant for human habitation, as well as those in sheltered locations, which includes emergency shelters, domestic violence shelters, transitional housing, and hotels paid for with an agency voucher. We do not count those residing in permanent housing, such as permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing, VASH, or FEMA projects. We also do not count those residing in temporary locations such as couch surfing with family or friends, hotels paid for by their own funds, or people in health or criminal justice facilities. As a note, these are not our guidelines, these are HUD guidelines, and we are required to abide by them. Now I want to talk a bit more in depth about the sheltered PIT count because it coincides with the other major data gathering initiative that I help coordinate. The sheltered count is a count of the individuals residing in emergency shelter and transitional housing on the night of the PIT. In order to be considered a traditional emergency shelter or transitional housing project, they have to meet the three criteria on the bottom of this PowerPoint slide. 1. The primary intention of the project has to be to serve literally homeless persons. 2. The project verifies homeless status at entry. And 3. The majority of the project participants were homeless at entry. This list is updated annually and requires engagement from all community members to ensure that all of the shelters are accounted for on the night of the PIT. If you are unsure if a project meets these criteria, we have additional resources available on our website to help guide you through the shelter determination process. The infographic is hyperlinked at the bottom of this slide. As a note, the sheltered locations that fall under these three criteria are also required to participate in the housing inventory count. The housing inventory count is a data gathering initiative that occurs at the same time as the PIT. It is meant to gather information on the shelters reserved for those experiencing homelessness. The visual on this slide demonstrates the PIT and the HIC and how they can work together to show the comprehensive picture of your community needs and your capacity to respond to those needs. This means that while the PIT only gathers information from emergency shelters and transitional housing projects, the HIC gathers information from both of those as well as permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing. If you represent an agency that fits the criteria to participate in the HIC or the PIT, please contact me directly so that I can send you the process for submitting your data. If you would like to view the projects that participated in the HIC last year, there is a link to the THN website on the bottom of this slide. If you'd like to learn more about the PIT or HIC or ever have any questions, you can contact me at kira@thn.org or at my phone number, which is 512-861-2192. I'm really looking forward to working with you all.